Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with the 2 p.m. update from the National Hurricane Center on July 12th, and we have a new area of interest. So let's break it down. There's a lot to talk about, but it's still a very low chance, and it's a very wait-and-see kind of game. So this is something that we're going to be watching very closely over the next couple of days. It's only a 20% chance, and I say only a 20% chance right now is because this thing is barely starting to form. So we're keeping an eye on a possible low pressure system that's going to be forming, and with that it's going to almost feed off of that warm water in the Gulf with little dust, and regardless of formation it's going to lead to some very heavy rain across central Florida. So it's something that we're going to be watching as we head through the next couple of days. Whether it directly impacts Florida or just brings the rain and the major impacts are somewhere else, we'll be definitely with you every step of the way. So make sure you have that Fox Local app downloaded and follow the rest of the Fox 35 Storm Team on all social medias so you don't miss a thing. So this is what we're watching. Again, there's going to be a very broad area of spin in the atmosphere, and with that, that could generate some tropical formation as we head through the next couple of days, hence that 20% chance. And one of the reasons why is because we have very warm water all around the peninsula of Florida. We can see 82 degrees on the east side, and in the Gulf we can see temperatures in the mid 80s. That's like bath water out there. Second thing that we're also keeping an eye on is that dust, and we can see a lot of dust off the coast of Africa, but as we do also take a look, we're not really seeing a ton of dust over the Caribbean, and even in the Gulf as well, and even along the East Coast, not seeing a lot of dust either. So that's something that we're also going to be very much focusing in on. So right now with that, the warm ocean water, the little bit of shear, as well as the low dust, those are all ingredients that kind of go into seeing the possibility of some sort of formation. So with that, what are we actually watching? Again, this is something that hasn't even formed yet, and so I'm going to play this real slow because it's almost like if you blink, you'll miss it. So if we take a look and focus right in on Orlando, we can see this is the storm energy in the atmosphere. So as we continue through the weekend and even into the start of next week, right here, you'll notice this little bit of almost circulation starting to happening on the east coast of Florida. So east coast, we can see that little bit of spin over the Florida peninsula, and then it kind of just forms in the Gulf a little bit more, possibly getting that organization pickup. But we can see just that little brief circulation happening, and that's kind of one of the little ticks that we are looking at with the possibility of formation. So that's something that we're going to be watching over the next couple of days, but this low hasn't even formed yet, so it's very tricky to forecast. But overall, we can see a lot of rain, especially for the start of the work week. Here's what we're looking at for rain chances. Keeping our rain chances high Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Slowly starting to see that rain push off as we see some drier air from this circulation get pulled into central Florida. So big question is how much rain we're going to get. So ultimately, there's going to be some tropical moisture pushing off from the east coast to the west coast. So with that, we could be seeing quite a bit of rain here across central Florida. It's still very early to tell, but here's probably a good guess of what we could see with those rain totals coming up in the next couple of days. Ultimately, nothing to panic about right now. It's only a 20% chance. So while things are still quiet here across the tropics and we're not really in any dire situations, make sure you're doing what you can in order to protect your home. Stock up your emergency kit. Make sure you are prepared before a situation arises where we're kind of in that rush at the last minute kind of deal. So far this hurricane season, we've had 3 named storms. We had Barry, and Andrea, and Chantal. So we are going to be watching for the rest of the season and keeping you up to date with whatever happens in the tropics. So once again, make sure you have that Fox Local app downloaded, and also make sure you follow all the Storm Team members on their social medias, as well as just make sure you're tuning into Fox 35 so you don't miss any tropical updates. Have a great night.